How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Manatee Gaming. Thank you so much for checking out the video. In this video, we're going to be looking at the new Treasure Hunter promo, Diamond Dozen. So this is not the first time this promo has come around. So I wanted to make a video on some of the best choices you can make while doing it. And then we're also going to use some keys ourselves to see what we get in the promo. So let's go ahead and jump on into it by opening up our Treasure Hunter here. So this right here is what the promo looks like. And you have many different choices. And what you can do is you can choose for each rarity of your reward, you get to choose what you can get for that reward. So something that a lot of people don't know, though, is there actually is a wiki page for this where you can actually go and look and see what all of the possibilities are for this Treasure Hunter promo. So this right here is what I've got mine set to, but I'm actually going to explain some different things. That way you can make the best choices for yourself. So you can simply open this by opening up your chat, and then in the chat you type in wiki, so /wiki. And then you will look for, and I know you can't see it behind me because my head is so big over here. You're going to do /wiki and then type in Diamond Dozen, and that will open up the wiki page here. I actually already had it open, so it opens up twice here. But if you can also just go to the Runescape wiki and just open up the page itself. I'm actually going to go ahead and move myself over like far over here because that way I'm not in the way. Because on this page right here, we'll be able to look through. So this page right here shows you all of the different things that you can get as rewards. So the way the promo works is it literally says here on this page, select 3 from the common, then you get 3 from fairly common, 3 uncommon, 2 rare, and then 1 of the purples. So when you look back on the game, actually, you'll see in here that is what you're able to choose in here. This is just a much better layout in the wiki, so I much prefer looking at it in the wiki to be able to make choices. So as we're looking through here, you were able to choose only 3 from each of these top ones, then 2, and then 1. So choosing the best things for your goals is going to be, optimal here. So you want to make sure you get the best things chosen, right? So anyway, I'm going to run through here and we can tell you some of the best ideas you can have, and I'll give you reasons why. So in the very first line, it's actually a pretty simple decision here. We're going to be choosing 3 different ones that we want. The very first one you're going to want to for sure get is going to be the D&D token daily. And the reason why is because that will enable you to be able to, use your daily more than once. So D&D tokens in general are very useful. And usually whenever you have the ability to get them in an award or something like that, or as a prize, I would definitely recommend going after it. Well, something you can actually do in this menu too is these are all linked in the wiki as well. So if you right click this or click it and then open up a new tab here, it will bring up the D&D token daily. That way you can see what are all actually in the list of daily D&D tokens. That way you can make a decision whether or not you'd want to do this. The reason why I say I would for sure pick this one is because this one gives you Guthixian caches, also gives you sinkholes, and a bunch of other cool stuff. So if that's some stuff that you are interested in doing, especially if you're doing like fish flingers, if you're working for a trim and stuff like that, really awesome things to be able to do more than once a day here. You're gonna get a lot of experience by doing like the Guthix caches an extra time a day. So all together, that makes that by far the best choice for this category. The next thing here is going to be either the Shining Lamp or the Shining Star. And an honorable mention would be a trap. Now the reason why, and this is actually going to flow into the next 2 answers, is because the Shining Stars actually, they give you 50 to 60% more XP in certain skills when you use them. It actually shows you right here as you hover over it that it gives you 50 or 60% more than a regular prismatic when you use it. That ends up being quite a bit of XP. If you just simply go like this, you can look here. I'm not going to do this for every single one of them because obviously we'll figure this out, but if you open up the star right here, it says gives you 50 or 60% more than a normal star, so you can click on the normal star then. You can look at what level you have and how much XP you can expect to get. If I'm looking at level 99 though, it gives me 10.3k XP. So that means 50 or 60% more than that. That star is going to be worth roughly 15 to 16,000 experience, which is pretty good and is definitely going to be a lot better than pretty much everything else you have over here. And I'll tell you about the traps here in a second though. The lamps are pretty much the same thing as the star, as you already probably know, but lamps give you less XP total than a star does. So unless you need the XP right now, I highly recommend you actually just get a star because you'll get more in the long run from a star. So just kind of like a rule of thumb, stars are always better than lamps unless you need like the XP right this second. The other honorable mention over here is a Protean Trap. The reason why I say Protean Trap is because if you are already pretty high level in Hunter and you have the ability to use Protean Traps effectively on double XP, doing something like carry on Jidinkos, these traps are going to be worth a little bit over 2,000 experience each trap, which means that this is actually worth a little over 20,000 experience for those traps. If you don't need Hunter or you don't have everything unlocked for that, then you can just go ahead and ignore those and go with the Shining Stars and Lamps and your D&D token. Everything else over here, not really worth investing into unless you really just want these Proteans, but just understand you're going to be taking them kind of at a cost. Next thing down here, it's going to be pretty much the same answer. This one is going to be, you want to get the weekly D&D, which once again, you can click that and it'll tell you what all your options are for weekly. Right here, you've got a bunch of different cool things you can go do. The Shattered Worlds weekly challenges are actually pretty sweet to do. And the Irby Werby, stuff like that. Wisps the Grove, if you want an extra chance of getting for the pet. There's quite a few different options here that are going to be really good. So make sure you look into that. I would highly recommend getting the weekly token as a first one. And then after that, it's basically going to be the Stars and the Lamps again. And then your traps are going to be another honorable mention. The traps will give you quite a bit more XP this time around than the Star and Lamp will. But the only thing is, though, is once again, you have to have the requirements or need the Hunter XP. Coming down into the uncommon rarity is where we get into things that are a little bit different here. So coming down into this one, now the oddments are actually have been added, and so have rare item tokens. So right off the bat, what I'm going to mention is that rare item tokens are something that you can, if you want to unlock all the rare item token items from the reward shop and you haven't done that yet, I'd highly recommend go ahead and adding these in there. If you're somebody who wants to be able to collect everything in the game, these are going to be really important to make sure you stock up when you can. So I would definitely recommend grabbing those. Hopefully I haven't logged out over here. But going back into it, that is just going to be like another honorable mention that you can add in and replace as something else if you want those tokens. The next thing over here is going to be the oddments, though. So these oddments actually end up being the best thing in the entire store for this uncommon slot, with maybe an exception to the traps. The traps now at 50 traps will give you over 100,000 in Hunter, so that's a very good option if you need the Hunter experience. So remember to keep that. That will probably be one of your first picks if you need the Hunter XP. But these oddments, guys, are actually amazing. If you've been watching the channel at all and you've been looking at my community posts, then you've already seen that I oftentimes will announce when oddments have a sale, which is pretty frequently, where they put the lamps and the stars at 75% off. When a star is 75% off, that means it only costs 50 oddments, which means that you're able to get 4 stars for the cost of, this right here gives you 4 medium stars. The XP from the Shining Prismatic is pretty high, but it ends up being about 60k and on a 99 skill, and then the lamp ends up being a little bit less than that. So overall, this is actually better, as this will give you over 80,000 experience for the oddments. So after that, though, guys, besides traps and the rare tokens and the oddments, the next choice you'd probably pick would be the different stars and lamps, because they do still give you 60k or more. Coming down to the rare rarity, this is where it starts to become a little bit more of a personal choice. Obviously, with the rare item tokens, kind of goes along with before, where I said if you want them or need them, then I would definitely pick the rare item tokens first. That's quite a few of them also. The next thing here is the monthly D&D. Now, D&D monthly is a pretty big thing, because D&D monthly gives you your giant oyster, god statues, or troll invasion. The god statue gives you quite a bit of experience, and the giant oyster gives you a lot of experience, and also gives you the ability to get something really rare from the oyster itself. Ultimately, that would make the D&D monthly token probably the best choice of all in this, because it gives you a lot of experience actually. The next thing in this list, though, is going to be, once again, pretty much the same thing as above. Between the traps, the oddments, the star and lamp, I don't really have to explain that again, you just get more this time around. Next thing down here is going to be the very rare rarity. This one right here is a little bit weird, because this one really just depends on your own personal preference. This is really personal preference when it comes to the purple rares. The rare item tokens at 4,000 is ridiculous. That will give you pretty much actually, yeah, I think that actually does give you a full item. So that's actually really amazing. You can use like the random item, and I'm pretty sure that gives you one. So that is pretty much perfect if you want to get those items, because you can't get them any other way. So that's probably a good option. Traps, this is like 4 million experience worth of traps, which is pretty insane. But the only thing is, though, is oddments end up being probably the best thing in the entire thing, because 12,500 oddments when spent on the right promo is a lot of experience. If I bring my, let me go ahead and bring this calculator right over here, guys. It ends up being 5 million experience. So 12,500 12,500. We're going to divide that by 50 per star. That gives you 250 stars. Take that times 20,000 experience. It's actually a little bit more than 20,000 experience. And it's 5 million. So you actually get a little bit more than 5 million experience by using the oddments, which makes the oddments, for once, actually better than the traps. So the oddments are going to be the best thing possible from this outside of the rare item tokens if you want those. And if you want the 50 mil, then grab the 50 mil. The only thing, though, that I would consider about the 50 mil grab and why it wouldn't be an automatic grab for me, and I'm going to bring myself back over here, by the way, is because to a lot of people, getting over 5 million experience in a skill is more valuable than having 50 mil, because that's like an instant 5 million experience in a skill. That is, in many situations, far better than 50 million gold. So personally, I would say go for the oddments, guys. So right here, we've got this set up in real world. So I've got my daily, I've got my two shining options as I discussed. Then we've got our shining prismatic lamp, shining star, and weekly as I discussed as well. Then I went ahead and picked the oddments, the rare item tokens, and the prismatic falling star because the star gives more than the lamps do. Coming down into here, I went ahead and picked the rare item tokens and the oddments, and then the final one was the oddments. As I said, that's probably your best option unless you want to get the 4,000 tokens. Okay, guys, so now we're going to go ahead and do this. So I've got my bond right here that I'm going to go ahead and redeem for some keys. So I'm going to come down here and we're going to redeem these for some 15 treasure hunter keys. Woo, yeah. So this ends up being a little bit over, actually ends up being close to 1.5 mil per key with the current price. So in all honesty, it's pretty expensive. I don't know if I'd really actually recommend cracking bonds for this promo, but we'll be able to see what we get from it anyway. I thought it'd be pretty fun to do. So we have 19 keys to do, and we're going to go ahead and go through. I've got my empty inventory over here. Also, by the way, I know a lot of people watch the video and they say something like, your interface looks terrible. This is not how I normally play the game, guys. This is just how I have it laid out so it looks easier to view in the video. Let's go ahead and crack into it though. Let's go ahead and do a times 10, why not? And let's see what we get. So the base level ones, the very low level prizes, by the way, are ×2, which is pretty cool. So this ends up being a lot of experience actually right there. And now it says it grants up to 70% additional bonus XP during Prismania with the chance of XP being further doubled. I don't know if that has anything to do with right now, but we'll find out. That gave me 17,549 for rune crafting, so it looks like it actually was 70% more. So that's something new and was not shown on the wiki, so that's pretty good to know. There we go, 70% on the shinings, which makes them even better choices. That honestly keeps all of our choices the same though, because we just assume they're worth quite a bit. Next thing, we got another shining going into my rune crafting. Got a weekly, oh yeah. Got a shining medium. Got the 300 rare item tokens, which is pretty sweet because I actually do want those. We got 2 daily D&Ds, and that's awesome because it's part of the base levels. Those actually get doubled. That is awesome to get 2 of those. Another 200 oddments. Remember, that is 4 medium lamps, which is awesome. That's quite a bit of experience there. And then we get 2 shinings at the end, which is another 34,000 or 35,000 XP right there. So it's actually pretty awesome. We're going to go into a daily D&D. I thought it was done. That's why I kept looking at it. So daily D&D, awesome, cool. It just keeps going. I clicked ×10, but I don't think it's going ×10. Anyway, shining lamp. That was that more than 10? Oh, no, that was only 10. Okay, wow. Okay, you seem to get quite a bit more for 10. That's awesome. Anyway, let's keep going. Sorry, I'm a little scattered because I literally thought that was more than 10. Also, something too about these rare item tokens, you guys are able to just add them to the currency pouch, so you don't have to keep those in your bank. Just a little note there. Let's go and open up our last 9. We get a shining medium for the first prize, a shining prismatic lamp for the second prize, which, by the way, those are worth 29,247 for the medium, and the medium star is worth 35,100, roughly. All right, so we get another shining star. We get another shining star. It looks like those are not always doubled, come to think of it. It looks like, if I click on claim later, I open it back up. I think it stops it. Yeah, it does. Oh, so it looks like, oh, so it's randomly doubled. So it's not always the base ones that are doubled. That's pretty cool to know. Oh, you know what? I'm really glad we decided to crack some keys for this one so we can figure out more about the promo. It looks like that is what those are like. So that's cool. Coming through, we get a 70% added prismatic lamp, which is once again 14,600 XP. We get a D&D daily. We get a shining small prismatic. And then we get a shining small prismatic star. And then our last one is 2 shining prismatic larges, which is actually pretty awesome. What do we get in total from that? We get 140,400 bonus XP, which is pretty awesome. So overall, what I can tell by how much XP I got from the things, I wouldn't recommend cracking a ton of bonds for this. But if you do have some extra keys and stuff like that, and this promo is around for a little while, I would recommend just getting keys through the game on this one. And then the different things I put there were the things that I'd recommend that you unlocked. I always get hiccups during videos. I have no idea why. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out the content. I hope this helps you out to make decisions on this promo, because I know that there's a lot of different choices and stuff like that, and hopefully this gets you a little bit further. Feel free to check out the Discord down below. If you guys would like a way to be able to earn 1 to 3 billion gold on average per month, then feel free to check out the Patreon page down below as well. Anyway, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.